Thank you all for coming this morning. Just for the record, I'm City Councilor Pat Davis, P-A-T-D-A-V-I-S. I think most of you know that. With me today are Officer Weinstein and Officer Hiron, two of our Albuquerque Police Department Southeast Area Command Problem Response Team officers. And we're here this morning at the Nob Hill Substation to announce another phase of our community police initiatives for Southeast Albuquerque. I have to say, the events of the last few weeks have sort of highlighted the need for the city to really embrace our community policing initiatives. But these are not, the idea of community policing is not new to Southeast and to APD, particularly over the past few years. Some of you remember 2 years ago when the new mayor and the new chief came in, we stood right here to announce that Southeast Albuquerque would be the first area command to bring back bicycle patrols to Central Avenue. And we reopened the Nob Hill Substation to make community policing, at least lay the foundation for community policing. But part of the commitment we made then was that as we added more officers and were able to be more proactive, we would also invest in proactive community policing initiatives like the PAC team that's turned into our problem response team. Here in Southeast, we have now 1 lieutenant, a sergeant, and 4 officers whose job it is to respond to not 911 calls, but to work with the community in a neighborhood or an area to solve a police problem, to solve a community problem. And so these problem response teams are right now working in Central and Wyoming and now here in Nob Hill to address community concerns that don't necessarily end always with an arrest. And a lot of you have been a part of those processes. But during a ride-along a few weeks ago, I did a ride-along with our PRT officers out at Central and Wyoming, and we learned that the department had sent all of our problem response officers from Southeast to bicycle school, because one of the things about being on a bike is that you're most responsive and available to people. You're visible. You can get in places where communities can see you. But when I did a ride along and learned that our PRT officers had been sent to bike school, but didn't yet have the bikes and the equipment they needed to put those on the street, we went back to the police chief, and working together, I earmarked $6,000 from our city council set-asides for public safety, purchased new bikes for all of our PRT officers, and today we're going to announce that these officers are now available, and you will start seeing 5 new bike officers, a sergeant and a lieutenant from our PRT team on bike patrols in Nob Hill and in the International District, dealing with problem response in our neighborhoods. It's a direct response to our community and our Community Police Council, who said, we want you to prioritize community policing. This is a priority for these neighborhoods, and it's another step in our commitment from Mayor Keller and Chief Geyer to implement community policing every opportunity we have. And so I couldn't be more proud to step in to try to help these officers get the equipment they need to use the new tools that we have. I couldn't be more proud of these officers because they had some tremendous success already in dealing with some of those neighborhood issues, particularly in their current area out at Central and Wyoming. And some of you have reported on the year-long struggles we've had there. And we're really seeing a turnaround in terms of lower calls for service, increased participation with the neighborhood and police. And we want to see that replicated as we expand that program here in Nob Hill. And so it's a short announcement and an easy one, but I wanted to say we wanted to be sure that the community knows that we're hearing them and we're investing in those, and we're not waiting on another budget or another hire. We're doing this every step of the way as we have the opportunity. And I want to commend and thank the mayor and the police chief and a Southeast area commander for prioritizing community policing, prioritizing our problem response teams, and putting them out in the field in Southeast, because they're really having an impact. So with that, it's a short announcement, pretty easy, but we'll take questions while we're here.